Hi and welcome to our quick overview of the BMW X7. We're going to start right off by taking a look at the key first. The first button can be used to either open the entire car or open specific doors. You can also configure those as well and personalize them. The second button, showing the BMW logo, can be used to lock the car by pressing the BMW logo again. The third key was specifically made to operate the two doors of the trunk, while the last button can be personalized and also used this way. We're going to start off by unlocking the car first. We're going to open the door, and as you can see, the head unit as well as the instrument cluster are turned on. We automatically receive a personalized welcoming message with our personal profile name as well as a welcoming message in the instrument cluster. The next thing we're going to do is put the key down for a second and press the start and stop button to start the engine. The steering wheel will automatically be put into the personalized position, the IC will light up with content, and also the head unit will jump from the welcoming message to the overview. We're going to take a look at the instrument cluster first. The IC consists of two tubes, one on the left and one on the right side with the typical IC content. In the middle part, I can either display the map content or display no content at all, which means a blank screen. There generally aren't a lot of features to choose from in the instrument cluster because the focus is more on the basic driving functions. I can use the lever on the steering wheel to activate one feature in the instrument cluster, which is the infotainment menu, where I can operate radio on different media sources, which I can control by using the wheel on the steering wheel, or I can use the button in the right-hand corner to operate voice control. So why not take a look at the right part of the steering wheel while we're at it? Here we can find further media functions, we can change the volume, we can rewind or fast forward a song, we can take or reject calls, or as we've recently just hinted at, we can open the BMW voice control as well. This can also be seen in the instrument cluster as well. Up next is the left side of the steering wheel, which contains different driving assistance systems like the limiter, the adaptive cruise control with an integrated lane keep assist, as well as the distance control. You will see these features in more detail on screens, of course. The steering wheel also contains the typical levers as well as the switching range for the manual gear shift. We're going to take a closer look at the head unit now. We see a rectangular display which can be personalized with the home screen and further pages which can be filled with different kinds of information. It's not only possible to personalize the home screen, but up to 10 additional pages which can be filled with different widgets and widget content. If we take a look at the left side of the head unit, we can see the 5 head unit menu points displayed on a bar on the left. First off is media, where I can control different devices like Bluetooth or USB, where I can use the connected services like Napster or Deezer, where I can use screen mirroring, or the simple general radio settings. Next up we have communication, where I can connect my telephone, use my email, read my text messages, use the Microsoft services to import calendar or tasks, or use the specific BMW features, which can be used and activated under communication. The menu point navigation contains everything you need to get from one destination to another. You may also use different input modes or personalize your very own maps in the navigation area. Car is the menu point where specific settings for the car, information about the condition of the car, meet the general settings options. The driver can store personalized data, change the settings for the head-up display, the head unit in the instrument cluster, as well as define driving assistance ranges. Last but not least, we have apps that contains everything revolving around connected services like email, tasks, calendar entries which we can import from the Microsoft Office account, as well as the BMW connected app integration, and further live trackers like news or weather settings. In case we need it, we can pull a bar down from the top containing shortcuts, which means that the head unit offers anything you might need. We're gonna put the spotlight on the middle part of the car for a minute. We have a real doozy right in the middle, which is the additional digital display, which focuses on further climate settings. I can use the buttons below the display to change the climate or temperature settings, or we can also turn the screen off if we don't need it. The bar below contains further media settings. We can, for example, fast forward a song, rewind it, change the volume, or store an additional 8 shortcuts. We're going to take a look at the middle console of the car, and we're going to start off with the diamond-shaped gear shift. So let's have a look at its functionality. We're going to put the car into the reverse gear first. We're then going to pull it back and put the car into neutral gear. Pull one more time and put the car into the drive mode. Push it to the left to activate the manual gear shift. Put it back into the automatic gear shift. Or push the button on the back to activate the park mode again. We're going to continue by taking a quick look at a very special control element, which can be used to enter single letters by turning the wheel to the left or right, or entering them by using the handwriting recognition. That is definitely not all this car has to offer. We have the possibility of operating the car by using gesture control. We're going to turn on the radio to get a closer look, and we're going to swivel our finger to the right or to the left to increase or decrease the volume. We can use this function to operate or configure media settings. There are further functions we can use the gesture control for. We're going to go to the video mode, activate the camera view, and we're going to use our fingers and gesture control to move the car in the camera to the left or right. You'll get an even better look at the different input modalities on screens, of course. To wrap things up once we're done, we're going to push the start and stop button to turn off the engine. We're going to open the door, close it again. Head unit and IC are turned off. We're going to take the key and move on to the last step, which is going to be pressing the button with the BMW logo to lock the car.